Layla, look at you. You dress like a man every day. How much can you possibly make driving people around? Here, have some water.
I'm not drinking it. Why did you ask me here?
She never acts nice unless she wants something. What is my stepmother plotting this time?
I may not be your real mother, but I still worked myself to the bone raising you. Stop treating me like the enemy.
The seal's intact. Since when is she this thoughtful?
I already sent you last month's rent.
That barely covers anything! That's my tuition money! Give it back!
Well, Linda, is this your precious daughter? She may dress like a tomboy, but that face, damn, she's gorgeous.
Mr. Bruno, see? It told you. My daughter's untouched.
I don't feel well, I'm leaving.
Leaving? Keep Bruno happy and you'll never have to worry about tuition again.
Let go of me! You're disgusting!
Dare you hit me!
Grab that woman! Don't let her get away!
Damn it. I thought my stepmother had finally changed. This her plan all along.
You saw I would, so you couldn't wait to send a woman in here? Get out.
Sorry, someone's chasing me. Just give me 1 minute.
Where the hell did that bitch go? Search every room!
I'm sorry.
What's happening? Her touch doesn't disgust me?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'll leave right now.
Playing hard to get? Interesting.
You bastard!
Julian, the West District land acquisition needs your personal approval.
Your face. Did a woman slap you? You finally made a move.
Find her. I don't care what it takes. Find the woman from last night.
Congratulations. It's a very healthy baby boy.
Layla, you did it. He's beautiful. Thank God.
Don't worry, Bruno. I found out exactly where that little bitch is. She's in this hospital. You can take her today.
She smashed my head and hid for 10 months. Let's see where she runs now.
Maggie, please take the baby and go. Now. If Linda finds him, she'll never let him live. What about you? Forget me. They want money. I'll contact you later. Go! Go, Maggie!
You little bitch! Where's that bastard baby? You refused to serve Mr. Bruno, then got yourself knocked up by some random man.
That's none of your business. The baby's not here anymore.
You worthless little...
Well, well. A woman fresh out of childbirth has a certain appeal. Linda, don't be so crude.
Yes, of course. So, about the price we agreed on?
As long as she cooperates, money won't be a problem. Move Miss Layla to the best VIP suite in the hospital. Make sure she recovers properly.
Hurry up and thank Bruno. You're about to live the good life.
Oh my god, this baby is blood. Get the attending physician now! I'm sorry, sir.
No problem.
A newborn admitted today has the extremely rare RH Neal blood type.
That blood type. In this city, only the Sterling family carries it. Mr. Edmund, I saw a baby in the hospital with the blood type unique to our Sterling family. Could it be Julian's child?
What? What? My grandson?
Where is the baby? In the nursery. The blood type was confirmed twice. There's no mistake. Run a paternity test. I want proof that he's a Sterling. They're rushing the results now. That bastard Julian. He acts like some celibate saint. Yet he fathered a child behind our backs. My precious boy, I'm taking you home. So fair and chubby. He looks exactly like Julian did as a baby. Investigate. Find the child's mother. No Sterling blood will be left out in the world.
Is that the baby's father? Why is he practically ancient?
What happened to Leia that night?
Damn it. Where did they take Layla?
Looks like that shameless woman abandoned her baby and ran. Harrison, take my grandson back to the villa. Yes, Mr. Edmund. Tell Julian to get his ass back here immediately.
Why did you summon me so urgently?
What is it? What did I do this time? If this is about having a child, I physically can't give birth, so you'll have to find someone else. The child no longer needs it. The Sterling family already has a successor.
Oh, that's wonderful. But I didn't give birth, so did one of your illegitimate children finally fulfill your dream? What? The baby is mine?
Could it be the woman from 10 months ago? I searched everywhere and never found her. Now she suddenly delivers my child to me. Where is the child's mother? The hospital has no registration information for her. She vanished after giving birth and left no trace.
She gave birth to my son, then abandoned him?
I don't care who his mother is. He's my precious grandson. He will have the best care money can buy.
I'll have Reed post the position. Find a nanny with a spotless background and top-level credentials.
Linda's out. This is my chance to escape.
Where's the baby? Is he safe?
Layla, his biological father took him.
What? How did he know the baby was born? Who is he?
I don't know. The man who took him was older, but he was clearly rich. At least the baby won't suffer with him. An older rich man? I never saw his face that night. Was he really an old man?
I couldn't even protect my own child.
Don't cry, Layla. If the father is wealthy, the baby will receive the best care. Right now, you need to survive. Look at this. A luxury apartment downtown is hiring a nanny at 5 times the normal salary. I submitted your resume, and you passed the first screening.
Me? Do you really think I can do it?
You graduated from an accredited college with a degree in early childhood education, and you have a CDA credential. You're more than qualified. If Linda hadn't forced you to work, you'd already have a position at an elite childcare center. Take the interview. It's the only way we'll have the resources to find your baby.
Okay. I'll do it.
Mr. Bruno, that little bitch has fully recovered. Tonight, I'll wash her up and deliver her straight to your room.
Good. If I don't see her tonight, you know what will happen.
Don't worry. I'll drag her back myself. You little brat! You actually dared to run away?
From this day on, no one will control me again.
Why is he still crying? What kind of useless people did you hire? Mr. Sterling, this is already the 4th Manny we've interviewed today. For some reason, every time one of the new candidates touches him, he cries even harder. Keep looking. If no one can calm him down, every one of you is fired. Wait. We still have one final candidate today. Send her up.
Well, my dear Layla, were you really that desperate to see me?
Bruno, what are you doing here?
I knew you were playing hard to get. You heard I had major business here today, so you came early to wait for me?
Stay away from me, Bruno. You make me sick.
I like you better when you fight back. Where do you think you can run? In this city, there isn't a woman I can't have.
Hello, is this Miss Layla? This is Reed, Mr. Sterling's assistant. When can you arrive for your interview?
I'm right outside the building.
Understood. Please wait there.
Who were you talking to? You look like you were trying to seduce him. Listen carefully, Layla. Linda took my money. That makes you mine.
Then go after the person who took your money. Stop following me like a rabid dog. Let go!
You ungrateful woman! I'm taking you with me today. Let's see who dares stop me.
Excuse me. Are you Miss Layla?
Reed is the Sterling Group president's assistant. How does he know Layla? Did this woman sleep her way into his bed? Mr. Reed, you know her? Mr. Reed, I'm Bruno, head of Valen Real Estate. We met on a previous project. I heard Sterling Group is handling the West District.
Miss Layla, you were scheduled to...
Yes. Let's go inside, right now.
I can't let that bastard Bruno ruin this for me. Once I'm through those doors, he won't be able to touch me.
Mr. Reed, don't let that innocent face fool you. She sleeps around, has a filthy private life, and recently gave birth to a bastard whose father she can't even name.
Chaotic private life? How could someone like that care for the young master? But we don't have another qualified nanny left.
Go ahead and struggle, bitch. Once I destroy your reputation, you'll have no choice but to come with me.
Mr. Reed, please let me explain. This is not what it looks like.
Miss Layla, your private life has nothing to do with my work. Watch him.
Mr. Reed, I'm only looking out for you. Once a woman like her gets her claws into you, you'll never get rid of her. Let me handle her for you.
Let go of me.
Reed, what is taking so long? Her touch doesn't repulse me. No woman has been able to come face clearly.
Those muscles, that presence. Why does he feel so much like the bastard from that night? No, Maga said the man was old. This man is too young. It can't be him.
Let go! What are you doing? Get your hands off the president!
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to.
This is bad. Julian hates women getting near him. No one has been able to touch him except the woman from 10 months ago. She not only fell into his arms, she touched his chest. This interview is over. Miss Layla, your interview is canceled. Leave immediately.
Mr. Sterling! Firing her is the smartest decision you could make. This woman has no shame! She just gave birth to some bastard, and now she's trying to lash onto you!
Shut up. You have a child?
Yes, I recently gave birth. But my child is not with me, K1 Heathme. It will not affect my work.
Is he really going to believe Bruno and deny me the interview? If he's that easily manipulated, I don't want this job anyway.
You're hired. Come inside.
Mr. Sterling, I graduated from State University with a degree in early childhood education and hold a national CDA credential. I'm professionally certified in infant care, developmental guidance, and first aid.
This is unbelievable. Julian didn't explode when she touched him. He hired her on the spot. Is the president finally interested in women?
Mr. Sterling, may I hold him?
My poor baby. If he were still with me, he'd probably be as sweet as this little angel.
Oh my god, this is incredible! Leon stopped crying! And babies only smile this sweetly when they see their biological mother.
Biological mother?
Layla, let go. Let go.
Why does her profile look so much like the woman from 10 months ago?
This woman has no shame. She just gave birth to some bastard and now she's trying to latch on to you.
You have a child?
Yes. I recently gave birth, but my child is not with me. It will not affect her work.
She also gave birth recently. That means she became pregnant exactly 10 months ago. Her child isn't with her. Could she be the woman who abandoned the baby at the hospital?
Miss Layla, you just gave birth. Where is your child now?
What does he mean? Is he worried my child will distract me from the job? No, I can't lose this position.
My child is currently staying with a friend. I will not let it interfere with my work.
Really? So you chose to abandon your own child for a job?
It wasn't abandonment. It was survival, sir. As a single mother, I need a well-paying job to give my child a better future. I promise it will not affect my work.
Good. I expect you to keep your word. Starting today, your sole responsibility is Leon. Don't let your promise become empty words.
Thank you, Mr. Sterling. Linda, I told you to stop calling me.
Oh, Layla, you finally answered. I was wrong. Bruno forced me into everything. I had no choice.
Wrong? You admit you were wrong? What do you want now?
Layla, we're mother and daughter. I heard you found a job. Come home for dinner tomorrow. Let's put the past behind us, all right?
Anna is never this nice. Something is wrong.
I'm busy. Maybe another time.
Reed, notify every department. Before the auction, we must secretly acquire the controlling shareholder's stake in the West District property. Understood, sir. Once we control the shares, the public auction in 3 days will be nothing more than a formality.
Then this plan remains absolutely confidential. Anyone who leaks it will never work in this industry again.
Understood.
A controlling stake, a public auction. Bruno, that greedy idiot, has always dreamed of getting close to Sterling. If he thinks he has inside information, he'll take the bait. Linda suddenly asking me home must be Bruno's doing. If they want to destroy me, I won't show them mercy.
I've thought about it. You did raise me all these years. I shouldn't have been so harsh.
That's my good girl. I knew you weren't heartless. Come home tomorrow and I'll make your favorite meal.
I'll come home tomorrow night. All right. Julian, I'm sorry. This time, I have to use your power to get rid of it.
It's only been a few days, and somehow you're even prettier.
Layla, you're finally home. Bruno has been waiting for you all night.
Don't touch me.
You still dare give me attitude? Now that you're here, you're not leaving tonight.
Touch me once, and you'll never get anywhere near Sterling Group's key project.
Don't bluff me. What could a nanny possibly know about a major corporate project?
I enter Julian's private apartment every day. Information like that is easy for me to access.
Does she really have inside information? If I can use this to get close to Sterling Group.
He's secretly looking for a partner tied to a critical parcel for his new project. I have the latest inside developments.
You really have access to his core decisions?
Bruno, this is our chance to get rich!
Layla, you'd better not be lying to me.
Believe me or don't. The choice is yours.
Layla, if you help connect me to Julian and secure this land deal, I'll pay you anything you want!
I don't want money. I want you to leave me alone from now on.
Of course, of course! Once the deal is done, anything you say.
This is one of Sterling's priority projects. You have no chance in a normal bid. If you want to guarantee the win, you need to find the controlling shareholder and sign an agreement first.
If it gets me in with Sterling, the risk is worth it. Mr. Sterling! You're here!
Reed. Velan Real Estate is suspected of large-scale commercial fraud, unlawful theft of trade secrets, and serious bribery in this auction. Sterling Group has submitted all evidence to law enforcement. Take him away.
No! Mr. Sterling! I've been framed!
You dared interfere with a Sterling project. Did you really think walking into my trap would be that easy?
Ah! Ah!
Bruno knew we were acquiring the controlling shareholder's stake and tried to manipulate a Sterling project. Find out who leaked the information. We checked everyone with access. None of them knows Bruno, and there were no indirect contacts. Could it have been a coincidence?
No one knows Bruno?
Has Layla left the apartment recently? Yes, she requested leave to go home the night before last.
Layla, you actually dared use me? Layla, Bruno was arrested at today's auction for suspected corporate crimes.
He was?
How do you think he learned the project's progress?
Mr. Sterling, I'm only a nanny. I don't know anything about that.
You really don't know? The penalties for corporate crime are severe, especially when a core Sterling project is involved.
Damn it. The way he's questioning me, he already knows.
I told him. My mother was going to sell me to Bruno. If I hadn't fought back, he would have taken me by now.
So you used me to get rid of him?
I only gave him peripheral information about the property. Everything else was his own doing. That doesn't count as leaking trade secrets, does it? I did it. If you want to fire me, I accept that. But Leon depends on me. Once you find another nanny who can care for him, I'll leave immediately.
If Leon can't do without you, then keep taking care of him. I'm letting this go once. Don't do it again.
Julian is terrifying. Thank God he didn't fire me. Bruno is finished now. I can focus on work. And once I find my baby, I'll take him and leave.
Where's the money? Today is your final deadline. If you can't pay, we'll start cutting pieces off you.
Don't hit me! I have a daughter! She works for the head of Sterling. She has money. I'll make her pay. That little bitch sent Bruno to prison before he paid me what he promised.
Layla, you ungrateful little brat! You put Bruno in prison, and now the loanbacks are after me. Bring me $500,000 tonight!
Linda, I told you, we have nothing to do with each other anymore.
Nothing to do with each other? I'm your mother! If you don't pay, I'll make a scene outside that apartment tomorrow. I'll tell everyone what an ungrateful daughter you are. I'll destroy your job!
You won't get a single cent from me.
Go ahead. Julian's building isn't a place where you can throw a tantrum.
Mr. Sterling, the hangover tea will be ready in a moment.
Thank you. Why doesn't she repulse me? Why do I want to get closer to her?
I'll go check on Leon.
Wait. I've lost my mind. I'm actually thinking about a woman.
Sleep, sweetheart.
Am I really falling for her? Reed, investigate Layla.
Sir, I reviewed her employment resume. There were no issues.
That's not what I mean. Find out where her child is, too.
Understood.
The president is living under the same roof as Layla. Has he really fallen for her? Hello, ma'am. Non-residents are not permitted inside.
My daughter is in there. I'm here to see her.
You may ask her to authorize your entry.
If she would answer my calls, I wouldn't be wasting my breath on you. Help! My daughter hooked a rich man and abandoned her own mother! Won't anyone stand up for me?
Disturbing the peace. Remove her.
You dare touch me! My daughter will have you fired!
This is private property. Come one step closer and we call the police.
Layla, you little animal. Just wait. I will never let you get away with this.
Water.
Who's there?
Mr. Sterling? You're drunk. This is my room.
Layla.
Mr. Sterling, you've had too much. Let me help you back to your room. Mr. Sterling, you're hurting me. Mr. Sterling, wake up. I'm Layla. You came into the wrong room. Let go of me. You're not thinking clearly. When you wake up tomorrow, you'll regret this.
That scent. Why is it exactly the same as the woman from 10 months ago?
Julian, let go.
That scent on you. What is it?
It's identical. She's exactly like the woman from that night 10 months ago.
You're the woman from 10 months ago.
What woman? Mr. Sterling, you're drunk. Look at me. I'm Layla, Leon's nanny. Let go of me. If you don't let go, I'll scream right now.
This is my apartment. Who exactly are you going to call?
Julian, this isn't who you are. Snap out of it.
Are you afraid of me?
Anyone would be afraid of you right now. Do you realize how out of control you are?
Out of control? Layla, you've been testing my limits from the beginning.
You...
Julian! Let go of me! You're insane!
Take my phone out for me.
Answer it yourself.
Then I guess we'll stay exactly like this. I can't control myself right now.
Pervert.
Reed, this had better be worth my time, or else...
Sir, we have a serious situation.
Talk.
Sir, I just found Layla's delivery records.
He investigated me? Does he still not trust me?
Layla's delivery records were erased, and the time she gave birth matches Leon's birth time exactly. Layla is Leon's mother.
What?
What?
Leon is my son? Then Julian was the man from that night? He was the one who took my baby.
Leon's mother. You're Leon's mother. She's Leon's mother. She's the woman from 10 months ago. I knew it.
Sorry, sweetheart. Mommy didn't even recognize you.
Layla.
Julian, tell me who took my child from the hospital. Who was it?
10 months ago, my father, Edmund, personally brought Leon home from the hospital. I always believed his mother had abandoned him.
Abandoned him? The Sterling family has enough power to steal my child in broad daylight. And then you have the nerve to accuse me of abandoning him?
Layla, accusations won't solve this. To confirm everything again, I've had Reed arrange the fastest DNA test available. The results will be ready in 2 hours.
I want to watch the doctor collect the samples myself.
Fine. Mrs. Helen, Reed has gone inside.
Contact our private doctor at the testing center immediately. Switch Layla's sample. If they really found Leon's biological mother, Julian will have to marry. Once Julian marries, control of that trust fund passes to him. I will not allow that. As long as Julian stays unmarried, the trust fund is mine.
Layla, drink some water. Reed personally supervised the sample delivery. Nothing will go wrong. You can rest for a while.
Until the official results are in, I won't trust anyone in the Sterling family.
I failed to raise my daughter properly! She tried to steal the Sterling heir just to climb the social ladder. I'm here today to take my daughter away.
Any outlet filming a private residence or a minor without authorization will face action from Sterling's legal team. Linda, touch Layla or the child again, and I guarantee you'll disappear from this world by tomorrow. Sir, the testing center just contacted us. The report is ready.
Leon isn't my child. Could another baby have been born that day? Maybe Maggie was right. Maybe an old man really did take my baby.
Reed, what's going on? Why is the signature stamp different on this report? Sir, the testing center's main line took over midway. They claimed it was an expedited channel.
See? I told you. What are the odds of such a coincidence? Julian, I heard about the child. In my opinion, this may simply be a coincidence. Layla's child is staying with a friend, isn't that right?
Why are you here?
I may be your stepmother, but I care about the child too. Your child is supposedly staying with a friend. Are you so disappointed by this report? Were you trying to use Leon to climb into this family? Her mental state is already endangering the Sterling heir. Julian, I recommend firing her immediately.
You actually thought she's a child to become the mistress of the Sterling family?
Exactly. She even put on a performance over a paternity test. She thinks holding Leon makes her the lady of the house? What ambition.
I will not fire Layla. She will remain here and continue caring for Leon. As for the report, this was simply an error.
Absurd.
I let myself imagine too much. How could Leon possibly be my child? No. I have to find my baby.
Seal this report. Arrange another test immediately through an independent overseas laboratory.
Of course you can test again, but... Julian, that may not be necessary. I've already found the child's biological mother. Allow me to introduce Miss Ava, Leon's biological mother.
Mr. Sterling, I finally get to meet you. The woman in the bar suite 10 months ago really was me.
Was it? Why should I believe you?
I was working part-time at the bar that night when I found you disoriented. I was terrified, so I left. I didn't abandon the baby at the hospital. I stepped away for an emergency, and when I returned, he was gone.
Julian, I've already compared Ava's blood with Leon's. She is his mother.
A woman who had truly given birth and spent every day in pain missing her child would never keep nails that long. She's lying.
Bring the baby over. Let Ava hold him.
Baby, don't cry. I'm Mommy. I'm your mommy. Julian, he may be upset because he hasn't seen me in song. He's blaming me.
Layla, why are you just standing there? Get over here and show Miss Ava how to hold him. Oh my God! What's wrong with him? Let go of him, you're choking him.
Sir, the young master's crying wasn't ordinary. His airway was severely overstimulated by an external irritant, triggering an acute respiratory reaction. It was extremely dangerous.
Overstimulation? It seems Miss Ava is wearing far too much perfume. That's nonsense. I'm wearing expensive perfume. It isn't harsh at all.
A mother doesn't even know the most basic rule of infant care. A baby this young cannot be exposed to strong scents.
You must have done something to frame me! You don't want me reunited with my child?
Exactly! Julian, this nanny wants to replace Leon's mother. She must have tampered with something.
Reed, investigate. Sir, this spare blanket does contain a heavy residue of allergenic perfume.
You. Tell us, who was responsible for this blanket?
Madam, I personally saw Miss Layla handling this blanket by the wardrobe the morning.
Julian, now we have both a witness and physical evidence. This woman abused Leon just to stay in this wealthy household.
Mr. Sterling, I demand access to every camera in the nursery and hallway from this morning. I nothing to hide.
Pull the footwidge. Sir, today's footage is gone.
So this was a carefully planned frame-up.
Find out what happened.
Julian, I fully support an investigation. The Sterling family has no place for a vicious insider. But sometimes video can speak for itself.
Sir, I secretly recorded this edited clip on my phone. Miss Layla definitely handled the blanket alone today.
The editing in this clip is obvious. Where is the part showing me spray perfume? I demand that your technicians recover the apartment's original surveillance footage.
The main system broke. It can't be recovered.
Enough! Layla, you're only a nanny. What gives you the right to order people around here?
Lay is responsible for everything concerning Leon. Why shouldn't she speak?
Julian! She's only a nanny!
I was in the kitchen all morning. I never entered the bedroom. You were the only person in Leon's room, weren't you? Talk. Who ordered you to do this?
I was only following Madam's orders. Madam told Ava and I to...
What nonsense are you saying? I only told you to deodorize the room. How was I supposed to know what you would do? Now you dare drag me into it?
Confess now, and I may still consider sparing you.
It was Helen. She found me and gave me this imitation.
Shut up! What are you talking about?
No, I am Leon's biological mother. I was just too afraid.
Reed, take Ava and this maid away. Give them some private attention.
Then perhaps we should run another paternity test, so we don't wrongly accuse Miss Ava.
Fine. Use 3 separate laboratories this time.
3 laboratories won't matter. There isn't a report I can't alter.
Sir, we found it. The false report from the first testing center was created after someone switched the sample records. That person's account also received a large payment from Mrs. Helen. Good. She couldn't restrain herself for long. Helen, explain this. Why did your account transfer money to the testing center?
Had found out this quickly? Julian, I was only trying to protect you from Layla, a low-born liar who was clearly deceiving you. Julian, don't forget who you are. You're the heir to Sterling.
Try another scheme, and I won't hesitate to dispose of you as well.
You've lost your mind.
Reports indicates that following recent turmoil at Sterling Group, current president Julia Sterling is facing joint accountability action from the board.
Julian, is the board doing this because of Helen? She can't stand me. Maybe I should leave.
Layla, listen to me. You are the evidence that exposed Helen, and you're Leon's only line of safety in this house. Sir, Miss Layla, the second DNA reports from all three of her laboratories have arrived simultaneously. Miss Ava and Leon have a confirmed biological relationship.
The report is clear. Ava is Leon's biological mother, so she must live with you. Ava needs time to build a bond with her son. That is the board's decision, Julian.
The board is overstepping, Helen.
Julian, I know I missed 10 months of his life, but I am this child's mother. I don't need the title of lady of the house. I only want to care for my son.
Did you hear that, Layla? From now on, do your job and stand by to guide Miss Ava.
No problem, madam. Julian, you've been working so hard. Tonight, I could...
Get out. Stay away from me.
Oh, baby, stop crying. I'm Mommy. Stop crying. Let go of him. You're going to suffocate him.
If you want to prove yourself, start by taking the pressure off his chest. A baby is not a prop for you to perform motherhood with.
Miss Ava, your arm needs to support his neck and the back of his head. You almost snapped his neck. Get your filthy hands off me!
Know your place, Layla. You're only a nanny.
I don't need you teaching me how to hold my own child.
Layla, you've crossed the line for too long. After a few days in this house, have you forgotten who owns it?
Madam, in early childhood care, an improper hold can cause suffocation or skeletal injury. I am only carrying out my professional responsibilities.
Enough. If Miss Ava claims to be his mother, she can prove it. Reed, notify the child care assessment team. Until Ava passes a professional basic care evaluation, she is not to be left alone with the child.
Bitch. How long do you think you'll keep winning? If you refuse to leave, I'll help you out.
Mrs. Helen! Come see how this woman Layla keeps her care records!
What happened?
I followed her care log exactly last night. It never said I couldn't use these scented wipes.
Mr. Sterling, the warning about these scented wipes was added 3 months ago. Pages 14 and 15 have obvious tear marks. Someone removed them deliberately.
Stop making up stories! Are you accusing me of tearing them out?
There are no cameras here. I can't prove she tore them out. But this trick is pathetic.
The allergen has been removed. The symptoms are subsiding. Leon's breathing is stable.
Reed, investigate. I don't need a thief tearing pages out of care logs in my house.
Julian, whoever damaged the log is beside the point. The fact is, as long as Layla remains here, the child keeps having accidents. She is no longer fit to serve as Leon's nanny.
The surveillance footage is gone again. Someone keeps doing this on my property. They must be tired of living. An ordinary servant couldn't do this. Whoever accessed the internal network has significant clearance.
The cameras fail at the exact moment the care log is torn? Layla, why do you keep framing me?
Layla, you're exploiting Julian's trust to control everything. Are you trying to drive Ava out and take her place?
I'm only a nanny. I have neither the motive nor the ability to erase the Sterling family surveillance footage.
The board is applying serious pressure, Layla. Helen is using public opinion to force my hand.
You don't believe me either?
If I didn't believe you, you'd already be at the police station. But right now, you need to step back. Starting today, you will temporarily stop caring for Leon.
Fine. I accept. But I have one condition.
Say it.
Every bottle of formula, every medication, and every care product used for Leon must be signed off by both Ava and me. No one touches his things alone.
Everything is arranged with the board. Once we use Layla as the scandal,
Tomorrow we can force Julian to surrender control of the trust during the acquisition vote.
a child, a woman, and an heir whose illness strikes at the worst possible time, that's enough. Julian, a woman will be your downfall after all.
Julian! Our competitor submitted our exact reserve price 30 minutes before us in this acquisition. We lost $30 million!
Everyone at Julian has been physically and mentally exhausted lately because of that nanny. Perhaps he overlooked something. Mr. Sterling, as your largest strategic partner, we cannot accept a CEO who allows private emotions to cause the leakage of core business secrets.
The source of the leak is still under investigation. You're reaching a conclusion far too quickly.
Mr. Sterling, this concerns...
Stop! Don't come any closer.
Sir, your water.
She isn't an ordinary Nancy. The moment she gets close, Julian regains control.
That nanny, Layla, is no longer an ordinary employee. She is Julian's only psychological weakness.
Exactly. As long as she stays beside Julia, boys have leverage against him. To defeat Julian, we have to remove that target completely.
This is all because of your unprofessional feeding methods. Now Leon refuses to eat.
Miss Ava, his intake has increased by 30%. If you keep pretending to be his mother like this, he is the only one who will suffer.
What are you doing?
Julian, let me explain. This is a special vitamin supplement prescribed by the doctor. The baby hasn't been sleeping well and keeps crying. I only wanted to give him extra nutrition. This is definitely not a vitamin. It has a faint bitter almond smell.
Mr. Sterling, I demand an immediate professional toxicology test on this bottle.
Sir, I prescribed this herbal dietary supplement for Miss Ava. It is completely harmless to an infant.
Julian, Ava is the child's biological mother, and you're questioning her?
Was the bottle sealed as evidence? Yes, sir. It has been secured and sent overnight to our private laboratory. Watch that laboratory. I want a definitive result. Read it. I want everyone to hear every word.
This result must be copied and secured. Otherwise, next time they'll call it another misunderstanding.
Sir, the preliminary toxicology results are in. The liquid residue in the bottle contains a confirmed sedative compound at a dose exceeding what an infant can tolerate.
I knew it! Layla washes and sterilizes every bottle! It had to be you! You were jealous and wanted to drive me out. So you poisoned the bottle and framed me!
What are you waiting for? Search that woman's room from top to bottom!
Go ahead. If I really wanted to poison him, I wouldn't be stupid enough to leave the bottle in the mansion.
Julian! What can you possibly say now? We have a witness and physical evidence. This vicious woman tried to murder the Sterling heir right under your nose.
Mrs. Helen, since this was supposedly found in my room, I demand an immediate trace of its purchase channel, batch number, and the fingerprints on the bottle.
You no longer have that right. You have placed the heir's life in serious danger.
Mr. Sterling, based on an anonymous report and the physical evidence currently available, Mr. Layla is suspected of infant abuse. Under the law, we are demanding her immediate separation from the child and removal from this residence.
Julian, think carefully. Are you willing to sacrifice your son's lawful inheritance rights to the trust for a criminal suspect?
I will prove my innocence. I never hurt him.
Let her go, Julian. As CEO and as a father, it is your only correct choice.
I will prove myself.
Helen can tear pages from a log and erase surveillance footage, but medicine cannot appear from nowhere. If I find the purchase trail, I can prove the bottle was brought in from outside.
Application, approval, inventory, receipt. Every step requires a signature, yet this batch number has no record at all. Every medical and child hair product in the mansion is supplied through Sterling's exclusive procurement system. This batch number does not belong to the mansion's purchasing sequence. Hello, I'm a compliance investigator with Child Welfare Services. We suspect this batch of sedatives was sold illegally. Please verify the purchase record for lot number OLT 226041B. I'm sorry, that's private customer information. If this is connected to the attempted murder of an infant, are you sure you want to refuse a compliance investigation? I found it. This batch was purchased in full with cash last week. The buyer signed the name Thomas.
Sir, we confirmed it. The bottle found in Miss Layla's room never passed through any internal procurement process. Someone brought it in from outside. Helen thought she covered her tracks. What is Layla doing? Miss Layla went alone to a private clinic in the West District. She is even smarter than we expected. She has already traced it to the driver.
This is a public parking lot. What you're trying to steal is evidence in an infant poisoning case. The cameras are recording everything clearly.
Cameras can always break. Miss Layla, Miss Catherine would like to speak somewhere more private. Hand over what you're carrying.
Sir, Catherine and Hell have fully joined forces. They're using public immunia to destroy Layla. Should we issue a legal statement immediately?
No. A public denial now is exactly what Helen wants. She's trying to force me to defend Layla publicly, so the board can remove me. By claiming the CEO has been manipulated and lost his business judgment, tell our people to protect Leia discreetly. Let her make the water even muddier.
Miss Layla, the internet says you poisoned a baby to marry into a wealthy family. Is that true?
Are those printed records in your hand fabricated evidence you plan to use to extort Sterling Group?
I fabricated nothing. The original pharmacy purchase record in my hand proves that I did not buy the sedative used to frame the young master. The real buyer was Mrs. Helen's private driver. Mrs. Helen's private driver, Thomas. This was an internal scheme by a wealthy family to poison an infant in a fight over a trust fund. Don't cut the feed! Let the public see the complete evidence!
Have you lost your mind, Layla? The whole city thinks you're the deranged nanny who poisoned a baby.
To get back to Leon, I have to tear the wolf out of its sheep's clothing. Ava is a counterfeit.
What are you going to do?
Details. Every so-called detail Ava gave about that night was a line Helen fed her. I can't access St. Mary's system. Every file connected to Leon has been placed under the highest level of secondary sealing. The harder they hide it, the more certain I am that the truth is inside. Helen is using a mass-produced fake mother to cover up the real one. What's this?
My God. This is Ava's private travel history for the last 10 months. Who sent it to you?
No one but Julian could do this. On the surface, he's keeping me at a distance from the mansion. In reality, he's placing the knife in my hand.
"10 months ago, she wasn't anywhere near a New York bar. She was in Los Angeles, signing a 3-month agreement for full-body liposuction and facial reconstruction.
If she was recovering from surgery in Los Angeles, she couldn't have given birth to Leon in New York. Her timeline alone destroys her claim to be his mother.
The clinic's website is deleting old client reviews right now.
Save every comment that mentions Ava's postpartum recovery. I'm Miss Ava's private legal counsel. We need to verify her postpartum care records from 10 months ago.
Oh, I remember her. For those 3 months, she was here almost every day for recovery treatments. She couldn't possibly have been in New York giving birth.
Can you provide that in writing? I'm sorry, ma'am. I was mistaken. That was another client with the same name. Miss Ava's file doesn't exist.
You recognized her a moment ago.
Helen, you move fast. So Ava was never my real opponent.
I'm fighting your entire rotten system.
Julian, you're back? I made you coffee. I only wanted to help you relax. Why do you always treat me like a stranger?
Get out! Don't make me use force!
Mrs. Helen, Julian despises me. I only brought him coffee, and he looked at me like I was garbage.
Julian, look at yourself. Your condition is now so severe that you can't manage even basic social contact with a normal woman.
Helen, that is none of your concern.
None of my concern? The board cannot entrust a multi-billion-dollar corporation to a man who may break down at any moment. A lunatic who suffocates when a woman comes near him. You are no longer fit to manage the group alone.
Maggie, help me investigate this. Julian's aversion to women wasn't congenital. I checked his school records before age 15. He was a normal boy then. The physical reaction began suddenly after his biological mother died, and Helen entered the family. My God. Helen arranged 5 years of closed-door psychological treatment for Julian. She personally selected every therapist. Trace every one of those therapists. It wasn't treatment, it was conditioning. Helen turned him into a tool she could control.
Ma'am, this is private property. I signed a confidentiality agreement regarding the Sterling family. I have nothing to tell you.
Dr. Klaus, I'm not asking you to violate your agreement. I only want to tell you about a child I recently cared for. He's only a few months old. Adults use him as a pawn in a property war, and someone has been putting sedatives in his formula.
That has nothing to do with me.
Do you know what a child like that becomes when he grows up? When you use drugs and psychological conditioning to help Helen destroy a teenage boy, did your conscience feel nothing?
That wasn't what I wanted. Helen, she's a monster. Every day, she ordered me to feed Julian false beliefs. She even used electric shocks and emitubs in the treatment room. Whenever Julian approached a woman, his body conditioned to produce a life-threatening reaction.
Was she insane? She destroyed him this way.
I still have one of the old medical files. I tried to stop later. Helen told me that if I did, she would expose my falsified treatment records and destroy my license, my family, and my retirement fund.
So you chose to destroy a child?
He was only 15. He held onto the door poem and refused to enter the treatment room. He kept saying he wasn't sick. I heard him, and I gave him the drugs anyway.
Tell me everything you know. Speak now, and there is still time to save another child. You know they're doing the same thing to another child now. That's why you're afraid.
You old fool. You talk too much.
Let him go!
Miss Catherine said we only take the evidence tonight. No survivors. Burn the place down.
Julian, finance just delivered these reports. They require your personal signature. Everyone, you saw that. Our president can no longer conduct even the most basic business interaction. Was the Klaus situation handled cleanly? The house burned. Even if he survived, he won't dare speak again. What about Layla? She's a nanny the entire internet already hates. Even if she has a few scraps of paper, no one will believe her. Tomorrow, the board will see Julian lose control. See the project leak, and see that he no longer deserves his position. As long as the file is genuine, the board will believe Julian has lost control of the company. This is the encrypted core project file Ava copied from Julian's study. The board already sees Julian as useless. Catherine, it's time for your people to act.
Sir, the board is in chaos. Our competitor obtained every reserve price for the new project. Helen is spreading word that someone close to you leaked it.
Who is she accusing?
They're implying it was Layla, the NAMI who was removed. Ava even testified to the board that she saw Layla sneaking toward your study several times at night.
Ava's getting worse at lying. Layla was already at the motel the night she was removed. Did she walk through a wall?
I'll pull the access logs immediately. Sir, the file was copied at 11 p.m. the night before last. Layla had already been expelled. The person who entered the study during those 10 minutes was Ava. Make 3 copies of the log. 1 goes into judicial backup, 1 to our private audit team, and 1 into the shadow system. Do you want to release it now?
No. Helen wants to pour all the blame onto Layla. Let her keep pouring. The more she commits, the cleaner the backlash will be.
Helen, Catherine, you want to use this corporate leak to nail me permanently to the gallows, so I can never get near Leon again. This medical record is incomplete, but it's enough for Julian to see the first crack. If he isn't a fool, he'll follow it all the way down.
You miscalculated one thing. Julian isn't a fool.
Julian's personal emotions caused him to lose control and inflict major losses on the group. A man who cannot stabilize his family life or mental state is no longer fit to approve core projects independently. I propose the immediate formation of a temporary oversight committee to take control of all upcoming project approvals.
Isn't this moving too quickly?
The losses are already in front of us. One more delay and he'll drag Sterling into the abyss.
I agree. If none of you trust me, let the committee handle it.
Julian, you finally surrendered. Every approval on the core project belongs to me now.
Layla, why is it that only water from your hand, only your touch when you dress my wounds, can calm me down? Reed. Sir. Investigate every account Dr. Klaus held 20 years ago. Every private pharmaceutical purchase made by the mansion at that time, and every payment Helen's trust made to him. Should we call the police first? Calling the police would only give Helen time to destroy evidence. I want the complete chain. I want her forced to admit every word.
Look here. 6 months ago, Ava owed $500,000 in predatory medical debt from cosmetic surgery and luxury spending. 3 days before she came to New York claiming to be the mother, the entire balance was cleared. The payment came from an offshore company called Aurora Capital. On paper, it's a shell. The true controlling owner is Catherine. Catherine paid Ava's debts. Ava entered the game as a fake mother. Then Helen used her to seize custody. This isn't a simple false mother scam. It's a complete financial operation. Ava is only the fake face pushed in front of the cameras. The person funding it, supplying the details, and creating the legal strategy has been hiding behind her all along. What do you do next? Give the evidence to Julian, then force Ava to expose herself. The more frightened she gets, the more likely she is to name the people behind her. Helen is behind Catherine. The chain is finally complete. Los Angeles surgical records, the driver's pharmacy transactions, and proof of Catherine's ownership. Combined with your access logs, it's enough to send Ava to prison and tear Helen's mask off with her.
Layla, I'm sorry. I dragged you into this.
Mr. Sterling, save your personal feelings. I'm not here for an apology. I'm here to save Leon. We can settle everything else after Helen is behind bars. Stay steady, Julian. We haven't lost the whole board yet.
You always remind me how to stand when the danger is at its worst.
Because if you fall, no one will be able to take Leon back. You handle the access logs and corporate leak. I'll handle Ava and the nursery. We cannot let Helen separate the two cases and clean either one.
I'll make her connect the two lines herself.
Miss Layla, the internet says you lured the president into a secret meeting to keep your high-paying position. Are you Julian Stanley's secretly kept mistress?
Who gave you the nerve to bark here? Get out! Mr. Sterling, do you admit violating the restraining order by privately contacting a suspect? Did Miss Layla cause the leak at your company?
Directors, look at this. Julie has been completely controlled by this low-born criminal who poisoned a child. He not only met a suspect in private, he openly defied a legal restraining order for her. I formally move to begin an emergency removal of the CEO.
If public outrage keeps growing, the stock price won't hold.
This is the final investigation into the latest core data leak. Every indication shows that Julian lost control because of private feelings and allowed Layla access to company secrets. He no longer deserves this position. Given the current mental condition of Sterling Group President Julia Sterling, the pending data leak litigation, and the criminal investigation involving former caregiver Layla, this court orders that until the final second-round DNA verification is issued, biological mother Miss Ava will receive temporary visitation rights. The young master will be transferred to a neutral private pediatric care unit for isolated supervision.
Who funds this so-called neutral care unit?
Julian, stop treating everyone like an enemy. The court is concerned with the child's safety, not your need for control.
I only want to see my child.
Julian, this is for the child's own good.
Damn it, why is this little bastard still crying? Mrs. Helen, if you don't do something, he's gonna drive me insane!
Shut up. You're his mother now. Remember to cry in front of the cameras instead of exposing yourself in here.
But he won't even let me hold him!
This much crying will be hard to explain if the media sees it. Doctor, alter the medical record. Write that it is a normal withdrawal reaction after separation from former caregiver Layla, caused by drug dependence deliberately created by the previous caregiver.
Emotional withdrawal with residual effects from improper care by the previous carrier. Helen, Ava, your performance is over.
Julian, given your recent private conduct and mental condition, the board unanimously believes you need time away. The temporary oversight committee will take control of every core project approval for the next 3 months.
Sign here, Mr. President. We have a duty to the shareholders.
You've already decided. Why bother asking me?
We're allowing you to preserve your dignity.
Fine. Since you all have so much energy, you can serve as the shield yourselves.
You'll thank us for this decision, my child.
Sir, Helen's old faction has taken over the acquisition approval process on a massive scale. They think we've been completely cut off from the network.
They wanted authority, so I gave it to them. They wanted money, so I gave them that too. Now every hand they've kept underground will reach into the open.
The shadow system is active. Every signature, attachment, offshore account, and approval timestamp will be copied automatically.
Let them sign. I want a complete trail of commercial crimes leading directly to Helen.
Understood. The more relaxed she becomes, the more evidence she'll leave behind.
Maggie, I'm inside. Every medication entering or leaving this private care plant controlled by Helen bypasses the public system.
Be careful. If security catches you, you're charged with unlawful entry.
I know. Wait, this is Leon's sedative dosage record?
To manufacture this so-called withdrawal reaction, they doubled down on a 10-month-old baby.
Look at what your wonderful stepmother did. They doubled Leon's sedative dose. This is attempted murder.
Those goddamn animals.
You have to intervene as his father and get him out. If we wait any longer, Leon's body will give out first.
The court order, the care unit, and the medical records are all under Helen's control.
Taking him by force would only let her turn it against us.
Then force her into a bigger mistake. Demand the child, she'll use Ava's status as the mother against you. Once she states the procedure and authorization out loud, we'll know which link she controls.
How long has it been since you slept?
It doesn't matter, as long as Leon is safe.
I am Leon Sterling's legal father. I demand access to his complete medical file and his immediate discharge.
Mr. Sterling, I'm afraid that would violate procedure.
This procedure of yours had better exist in the law.
Procedure. Julian, the court's temporary custody dispute is unresolved. Ava is the child's mother. If she refuses, the child cannot leave.
Julian, this is for the baby's safety. Until the truth is settled, a father with your mental disability has no right to take him.
Julian, you're his biological father, yet that old woman has bound you with institutions, rules, and a so-called mental illness. It hurts me to see it.
I'm used to it, Layla. But I won't stay the man tied to a chair forever. Sir, the lab results are in. This is residue from a bottle secretly removed from Leon's hospital room. Good. We have the evidence. Klaus told you everything, didn't he? My aversion to women, the nausea and vomiting I've endured for 20 years, wasn't some congenital mental defect. Helen used 5 years of electric shocks and drugs to turn me into a broken man.
Julian, I won't tell you it's all in the past. Something this rotten never simply passes. We find every piece of evidence and send her to hell.
Agreed. I'll handle the company and the board. I'll lock down every illegal financial trail tied to Helen.
Leave the care unit and Ava to me. Once the fake mother falls, Helen's custody performance collapses with her.
Ava is already afraid. Frightened people lash out in every direction.
Then I'll make sure she understands Helen won't protect her. Helen will use her as a shield.
Ava, if the board investigates this corporate leak, you will insist Layla ordered you to do it. Do you understand?
But Catherine told me to take those files!
The only thing you need to remember is that Layla taught you and Layla forced you. Otherwise, falsifying a paternity test, illegally accessing the heir, and stealing corporate files could each bury you in prison.
No.
If Julian turns this around, Helen will throw me away as the scapegoat. I can't die here.
Layla, I can tell you something, but you have to promise not to call the police.
Talk, Ava. You don't have much time.
I admit it. I'm not Leon's mother. I never even entered that suite that night.
Someone gave me a replica ring and taught me every detail about the bar. Who was behind it? Helen?
Don't try that on me, Layla. I came up from the streets. Stop trying to trap me into saying names. I told you I only did it for money.
Someone else gave me the reports. Then what can you give me?
The person who taught me the details from that night wasn't Helen. It was Catherine.
Sir, the cross-check is complete. Catherine's company obtained Sterling's internal reserve bid for the West District just 30 minutes ago. Catherine taught Ava the private details of the bar, and Catherine also took the company's confidential files. She and Helen have been feeding each other evidence while keeping leverage on each other. That's their weakness. Greedy people never truly trust their partners. The corporate leak and the fake mother scheme finally intersect at those two old foxes.
Miss Ava, Madam would like you to return to the mansion for a conversation.
I'm not going! Don't touch me! Let go of me! What are you doing?
Ava, did you think meeting Layla in private would save your life?
I was wrong! I didn't tell her anything! I swear! She tried to record me, and I smashed the recorder!
You'd better remember this. If you change a single word of your story at tomorrow's board meeting or in court, I guarantee you'll spend the rest of your life in prison.
I understand. I'll do exactly what you say.
Remember, you're only alive because you're still useful.
Mr. President, do you have no objection to this transfer of West District project funds?
If the committee considers it reasonable, then proceed.
This is a $20 million offshore security deposit.
You took control of the approval process. You can take responsibility for the result.
Julian, you're still only a useless man destroyed by my drugs. You don't even know your woman has disappeared.
This isn't normal withdrawal. Leon has an irregular heart rate and refuses to eat. He's using the only means an infant has to search for the caregiver he knows.
Miss Layla, the President asked me to tell you that our people still can't enter the room openly, but we'll keep finding ways to send you records.
Thank you. One genuine record is enough to tear apart their falsified chart. Baby, wait for Mommy. Mommy will come get you very soon.
He vomited twice tonight. Helen won't allow my people to remain inside.
She isn't keeping you out. She's preventing us from seeing the real medication record.
I've already ordered Reed to investigate every supplier used by the care unit.
Julian, you once said Helen used medication and caregivers to turn you into a broken man.
Yes. Every woman who tried to approach me was an informant arranged by Helen. The moment I saw them, my body automatically went into defense mode.
Look at me. Julian, the fact that I can calm you does not make me your medicine, and it does not make me your emotional dependency. We're partners. The problem we need to solve is Helen.
You're right, Layla. You aren't medicine,
You're the person fighting beside me.
Then we act like partners in battle. Helen's best weapon is turning intimacy into leverage. We can't let her turn us, Leon, or even your illness, into pieces on her board.
From this moment on, she gets no initiative. Sir, Helen's old faction took the bait. They're transferring a large amount of core project money tonight. Sir, last night's $20 million offshore transfer was completed. Helen's faction plans to use it at today's board meeting to remove you for gross mismanagement. Let them impeach me. Reed, has the tracking program I planted in the transfer chain activated? Once they sign the final confirmation today, the evidence linking the money to Helen, Catherine, and Ava's offshore accounts will be complete. Good. Make sure every one of them signs clearly.
I have the abnormal medication report from the private pediatric unit. The proof that Leon was over-medicated with sedatives for 3 straight days is right here. Helen, let's see how you explain this.
Directors, given the worsening mental and psychological condition of Mr. Julian Stanley, and his repeated tolerance of confidential corporate files being leaked for the good of the group, I formally announce on behalf of the board that Julian must undergo a mandatory psychological evaluation this afternoon, administered by the Temporary Oversight Company. If he refuses, he is admitting that he lacks the basic stability required to manage the group. Mr. Sterling, please cooperate with our basic tactile neurological test. Place your hand on the table. Do you see that? He's mentally unstable! Remove him!
Helen. Aren't you celebrating a little too early?
These are the drug purchase records from Mrs. Helen's private medical account. This allergen compound is identical to the substance used to torture the president years ago. Mrs. Helen, you drugged the president just to trigger an attack? Is there any low you won't sink to?
A report brought in by a nanny is supposed to count as evidence?
The regulators will decide whether it counts.
So what, Julian? The final proof that you authorized Layla to steal Sterling's confidential West District Reserve bid and caused a $30 million loss is right here. Today, you are getting out of Sterling.
Julian, this is gross misconduct and betrayal. You must immediately suspend all duties and submit to a criminal investigation.
Sign it, Julian. You have no choice.
Very well. Since the procedure clearly has a problem, I accept the board's decision. From this moment on, I suspend all my positions at Sterling Group. The interim management seat is yours, Helen.
You're really gonna hand her your position?
Layla, if she never reaches the highest seat, how will she dare mobilize every loyalist and every offshore laundering account she's buried inside the company for 20 years?
So that email?
The more perfectly she forge it, the more certain she'll be that she's won. Only when she believes she has win can we take all of them down at once.
Madam, the transfer documents for the West District's core assets are ready.
Bring them here. Sterling is finally mine.
That arrogant fool, Julian, can do nothing now but hide at home and tremble. Your loyalists have finished carving up the core land in the West District project. Once we sign, Sterling's richest piece belongs to us.
Without Julian's veto, the committee belongs to us now.
Move quickly. Every day before the regulators intervene gives us another layer to move the money through. Then let's divide the spoils.
Sir, Helen just signed the West District asset transfer. The shadow system captured everything. Good. Helen thinks she's standing at the summit of power. In reality, she's building her own execution platform. Reed, investigate these 3 trails together. Which 3? The West District funds, the offshore payments to fake Mother Ava, and every neurological drug purchased by the private pediatric unit over the last 6 months. You believe they'll all lead to the same account? I don't believe it. I know it. A woman like Helen would never let anyone else truly control the money, even in a criminal operation.
Deliberately increase the sedative dose for 3 straight days. Helen, to create your so-called emotional withdrawal reaction, you were willing to destroy a 10-month-old baby's nervous system. It's time Julian saw all of this.
Sir, the consolidated report is complete. The bribes paid to the testing center, Ava's hush money, and the funds used by the pediatric unit to purchase controlled drugs illegally. Every payment and receiving account ultimately leads to the same Cayman Islands offshore fund controlled by Helen. Director, your handwritten signature is on this illegal $20 million asset transfer. The signature time, approval authority, and receiving account are all documented.
I was only a member of the temporary committee. I approved it according to procedure.
Procedure doesn't transfer money into a Cayman Islands offshore fund.
Damn it. How could this leak? That old woman, Helen. She used us as shields. She wants us to take the fall.
You have one opportunity to cooperate.
It wasn't my idea! Helen! Helen Sterling forced us to sign!
Ava, the regulators are investigating the paternity test. If you have any sense, you'll take full responsibility for falsifying the report and extorting Sterling Group.
Catherine! You came to me! You promised you would protect me!
In wealthy families, there is no such word as protection. There is only value. Your greatest value now is going to prison.
You want me dead?
Don't make it sound so ugly. You only need to disappear for a while.
Layla! Help me! Helen and Catherine are going to kill me to silence me!
Ava, where are you?
I'm at a gas station in the North District. I escaped! They want me to take the blame for everything.
What do you have?
I recorded them. I'm not his mother. Helen forged the paternity report, and Catherine taught me every detail about the bar. I'll give you my testimony. Please don't let them kill monsters.
Take her somewhere secure. She's now our primary witness. Helen, you created the fake mother scheme. You leaked the company's secrets. Now your own people have confessed to the regulators. How much longer do you plan to perform?
Helen, you used illegal means to seize company assets.
These were Helen's personal actions. They have nothing to do with our company as a business partner.
Don't rush, Catherine. You haven't reached your page yet.
Julian, do you think you've won?
Where is my son? Talk!
Mrs. Helen had Leon taken away. She said he was being moved to a safer private clinic.
There is no transfer record!
Sir, the surveillance feed was cut for 8 minutes.
Leon was given high dosages for 3 straight days. His body is in a state of severe drug dependence. If he goes without professional medical support for more than 4 hours, he could go into shock at any moment.
Reed, alert every private security team and lock down all traffic routes in the city. Notify the police. Helen is suspected of kidnapping.
Julian, if you want your bastard to live, sign a statement surrendering all control of Sterling Group before 6 tomorrow morning. And make that bitch Leia leave this country forever. Otherwise, I can't guarantee what might happen to the child. This isn't equipment from a legitimate emergency center. The labels are faded, the valves are outdated, and the interior isn't configured like a modern medical vehicle.
Helen used old inventory because she was afraid of being tracked.
Can you locate it?
That equipment.
Reed, enlarge the blurred number on that old ambulance. Trace its GPS history.
Searching. The vehicle is registered to a defunct charity hospital. Its last GPS signal was in the old industrial zone in the North District.
Wait. The identification label on that oxygen tank is 10 years old. The only place in New York that still has this obsolete model in sealed storage is Strilling Charity Hospital's old supply warehouse.
The old supply warehouse?
Yes. Helen couldn't risk using equipment from a functioning hospital because it would leave procurement records. She had to use abandoned stock.
Sir, there is a former Sterling Charity Hospital warehouse beside the old industrial area in the North District.
Take everyone. We're going to the old warehouse.
Don't come any closer! One more step and I'll pull out his oxygen line. He is Sterling's only lawful heir. As long as I control him, none of you can touch me.
Helen, you've already lost.
I haven't lost! As long as I have the child, you'll always have to kneel and negotiate with me! Leon!
This is bad. The child's withdrawal from high concentration drugs has triggered a severe systemic allergic reaction and acute blood loss. He must be taken to a hospital. He needs an emergency transfusion. We must find a closely matched blood relative on site right now, or he won't survive the trip to the hospital!
Running the match now. No, Mr. Sterling, you're the paternal relative, but the child's rare blood type is too specific. Your match is severely inacificant. It may buy time, but it cannot correct the critical blood loss markers.
I'm his biological father! Use my blood! No! An incompatible transfusion would kill him immediately! Completely or not his mother!
I never was! Helen forced me! She said I only had to pretend, and she could alter the reports.
Stop wasting your time. This child's real mother died long ago. Julian, you were always destined to watch your bloodline die in front of you.
Doctor, run a cross-match with my blood.
A low-born nanny playing the saint now?
My God. This is impossible.
Quick! O-negative blood! It perfectly matches the child's rare antigens. Now test the maternal mitochondrial DNA. My God, Miss Layla, you aren't only a blood match. You are this child's biological mother.
Leon is my son? I searched for you for so long, and you were in Mommy's arms the whole time.
10 months ago, the woman who slapped me in that bar and disappeared was Layla. I've misunderstood her all this time.
Mommy is sorry. You were beside me all along, and I didn't recognize you.
Don't worry. The child's condition is stable now.
Thank you.
Even though I couldn't give you the transfusion, Mommy is still so happy.
She was right beside me. She was the only woman I could tolerate near me. Why didn't I realize it sooner?
Mr. Sterling, now we can settle every account between us. You were the man in that bar suite that night, weren't you?
Yes. We were both drugged that night. Layla, I searched for you for 10 full months.
Searched for me? Julian, your family took my child the moment he was born. Do you think saying you searched for me can erase the torment I endured after losing him?
Julian, Miss Layla. At the time, Edmund only discovered the family's rare blood type at the hospital. He believed the mother had run away, so he brought the child home.
So you took a newborn away from his mother?
He believed he was protecting Leon, but the person who used the family's influence to seal the mother's information at St. Mary's and alter the delivery records was Mrs. Helen. She sealed every piece of information and erased Miss Layla's records.
Julian, I want Helen to pay for this.
A fake mother, fraudulent DNA tests, drugging and psychologically conditioning me through hired therapists 20 years ago, and kidnapping the Sterling heir today. Helen, your grand family drama officially ends here.
Helen is implicated in multiple criminal offenses. The Temporary Oversight Committee is dissolved immediately and all authority is restored to President Julian Sterling.
Even if you take back the company, even if this bitch is the child's biological mother, what does it change? Will she marry a lunatic I spent 20 years destroying? With drugs and psychological conditioning, a man who vomits whenever a woman touches him?
Helen, even now you believe women exist only as weapons to humiliate men. No wonder you lost so completely.
Oh! That's not
The fraudulent testing center, Dr. Klaus's accounts, and all drug purposes made by the private pediatric unit have been secured in judicial backup.
Baby, I'm sorry Mommy came so late. Mommy is here now. No one will ever take you from me again.
Mommy isn't leaving. Mommy is right here.
Laylee, I won't use the child to force you to stay.
And I won't use the Sterling family's power against you. I failed to protect you and our child. That was my fault.
Julian, I will not become Mrs. Sterling overnight simply because Leon is your son. That would be unfair to me and everything I've survived. Starting today, I am Leon's mother, and I will continue building my own life in New York with my professional childcare qualifications.
I don't expect you to forgive me immediately. But starting today, I'll learn how to be a worthy father and how to court you properly. Layla, may I start courting you again?
That depends on how well you do.